This is a 2011 Can-Am Spyder RSS SE5. It is a Electroshift 5-speed manual box. So I'll just go through some operating instructions. First thing, the key. The key is obviously ignition. It also operates the bonnet by pressing the key in and twisting to the right. It disconnects the latch and the front bonnet can be lifted. It requires two hands to do that, and I've got a camera in one so I can't do it at the moment. To access the fuel tank, press and turn to the left. That disengages the latch on the seat, which will lift with the second hand, and I'll just try and do that with my knee successfully. And under the seat we have the gas cap for the 25 litre fuel tank. Press the seat back down. Right, so when we turn the key on, if the bike is cold or it's been sitting for a while, we will get a warning message scroll across the screen, and the bike will not start until that message is cleared. It is telling you to read the safety card. Obviously once you've read it you don't want to read it again. So to get rid of that message we need to press the M button, which is this one here. It's not particularly effective, so we can also press the button on the front of the left hand switch block, this one here, and that will clear the message. So I recommend you use that. So I will now click that button and the message is gone, and the unit will start. We'll start on the right hand switch block here as long as the kill switch is in the run position. So I will start it now, and I'll turn it off so it's easier to hear. Switch it back on. So there's several messages on here which were evident before I started. It was in neutral, it is still in neutral, two markings in the neutral position, the park brake is on, and the park warning light is rolling across. Right, controls. On the left hand switch block we have the normal motorcycle style indicator, press to reset. Left and right, press to reset. Horn at the bottom. The headlights are always on, so we have full beam, dip and flash. On the right hand switch block we have the kill switch, hazards and startup. Right. The Electroshift mechanism uses a centrifugal clutch, so when the bike is in neutral it needs to be moved into first gear once the motor's running to actually move away, and to do that we press the plus button on the lever, press it forward, and I'll actually get it running to do this. So when I press that button forward it should go into first and show me that it's now in first gear. So after I release the park brake, which is down here on my foot, I release that by pressing and release. I can then move away by twisting the throttle, and I'll move away in first gear. And once I'm moving to change to second gear, I press the plus button again, and that will take me into second gear, and subsequently third, fourth and fifth. When I slow down, the machine will down change on its own. But it can override it by pulling the lever back, and in this case when I pull it back it will go into neutral. So I pull it back and it is now in neutral position. To select reverse I need to do two things at once here. It requires two hands. I'll try and do it single-handedly, but to select reverse I need to press the reverse button and pull the lever back, and that should select reverse, which it has. We're now in reverse and going backwards. So I've just pushed that lever forward again and it's taken me into first instead of neutral. I'm now in neutral, moving the lever back. So we'll just go through that again. I'll put the park brake on because I'm on a bit of a slope. So to select first I press the lever forward, and I'm now in first. Select neutral, I pull the lever back, and I'm now in neutral. And to select reverse, I press the red button, reverse button, and I pull the lever back, and I'm now in reverse. So I'll push it forward again, and we're now in neutral. And I'll turn the bottom on. The park brake is press to engage and press to release. Off, and that beeping noise you can hear is letting me know that the park brake's not engaged. Press to lock the foot brake and that noise has gone away. So I'll just walk around to the other side. It's important to note that there is no hand brake on this vehicle. There is only a foot brake. So that foot brake is linked front and rear, and it's ABS. So you need to have your foot close to that brake when you're riding so that you can use it at any time, but the engine has a lot of braking effect, so as long as you maintain a good clearance to the vehicle in front, the engine will pull you up quite well, and you really won't need to use the brake a lot. But just be careful initially, because as I say, there is no handbrake, you have a foot brake only. Climbing on and off the vehicle, try not to climb on with your foot on the ground. Use the foot peg. Climb onto the foot peg, will take all your weight. That is what it's there for. And the same applies for the pillion. Right. So the vehicle also has power steering, so it's very light, very sensitive in the steering department. So it does take a little while to get used to. Probably half an hour of riding on probably a main road rather than a windy road. On a windy road, it can be quite difficult to become accustomed to the steering. So I suggest using the unit on the main road initially until one gets accustomed to that steering. I also recommend that if you're a motorcyclist, do not grab the bars as a motorcyclist tends to do for counter steering. Just hold the bars lightly with your fingers wrapped around, but I like to use the palm of my hand just to nudge the bar forward or in the direction I want to go. Remember, it's very, very light, so it just takes very little effort to do that when it's on the open road. Around town it takes a little bit more because it's tighter to turn. And when you're riding, make sure that the wheel that's closest to the curb is clear of the curb, and then the rest of the unit will be far enough away and you shouldn't have any bother at all. That's about it I can think of at the moment.